Welcome back to another episode of Event Advice, and today we're going to be just looking at the bare bones of event tech. And for a big organization, what is the minimum? What does it have to look like? I'm going to start with something that a little bit controversial.
Ooh.
And that is to say that actually I don't think size of organization matters. Sometimes we have clients with 200 employees running an event for their employees. Mm-hmm. And that the same things actually apply.
Same penalties apply.
The same penalties, yeah. I mean, but they're looking to achieve the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, the outcomes are the same. Their kind of expectations, their challenges are the same, and the tech needs to solve the same challenges.
Yeah.
But let's focus on, what's the minimum for big businesses? And I think it applies to all, but...
Let's try and fill this one out together. But for big businesses, I guess the first thing to address is the level of security.
Okay.
Especially
it's
when...
not very sexy starting with security.
It's
right?
really not, but it's how every conversation ends.
It is, yeah, it is, yeah.
So you can lead with it, or
the
you
elephant
can
in the
hide it
room,
and hope it all works out for you.
Am I going to be in trouble if I choose you? Well, let's just deal with that.
And that's the number one thing, are you an organization which is used to delivering for this type of organization? Do you handle your data effectively and safely and securely? Where is the data going from in these systems into your partner systems? How well protected is all of that?
You're absolutely right, but then there's also, it's not just the do you. What have you done to demonstrate that you do the things that you say you're doing? It's the audit element, the compliant, it's the ISO 27001, the SOC 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you think that's... I always used to people say, so can you tell me about your security? It's just like, ba-dum, here's a SOC 2, ba-dum.
And you think that's the end of it.
And you think that it's never the end of it, is it? It always gets into the specific...
The minutiae.
Yeah, exactly.
The minutiae. Yeah, it comes down to we are what I would say is a very... I used to work for a tech company, and when security come up, the sales lead, the SVP of sales, always says, well, we're the trusted event tech provider for the CIA. was what he said, and he always thought that would end the conversation. It never ended the conversation, even if it's the CIA. But I think when looking at these things is every organization has different things that they care about with regards to security. We run pen tests for some of the largest, we run our own pen tests, but we get pen tested by some of the largest organizations in the world.
Most data sensitive and largest organizations.
And everyone's requirements are completely different.
Yeah.
And how they expect technology to perform is different. So there's no standardization in how a technology partner should be. It's actually the expectations of the company.
Yeah.
So, we can be as secure as you'd like, but this big financial institution in Dubai or this big political institution in the US, they might have different expectations. Oh, you can't have a link there because that breaks our financial policy, or you can't have a link there because that might break something else, So
what you do find a little bit, so banking, professional services, pharmaceutical, I'm going to pull them in there as well.
Yeah.
Have that level of security, scalability that's critical to them, but they're also prepared to say, I'm governed by that. We buy into that, and they take your guidance in terms of it a little bit, in terms of they won't push things that will contradict that.
Yeah,
you will get, not naming organizations, but you do get some of those like big software creatives, where they're like, we want all these things are absolutely non-negotiable, but actually what we really want to do is this. And you go, well, that's kind of contrary to that. Well, you need to work out a way of doing that so it's not contrary to that. It's always going to be contrary to that.
Yeah.
And then that becomes a non-negotiable. So you've got a security non-negotiable, and then a vulnerability that is a non-negotiable. Different businesses I think it's different sectors and verticals of different kind of...
I was on a fascinating call with one of the world's leading financial institutions. There was their VPs from all of their different departments, and their VP of info and security, their VP of applications, their VP of commercial, VP of events, and they were all on the call. And it was the most amazing call to be a part of, because I had everyone right there. And once we had addressed the security concerns, I said, okay, so with the current scope, are you happy with the security concerns? And they go, yes, but can you ask the event team that works? I go, hey, VP of events, Are you happy to limit your scope to meet this security requirement? And they said, no, we need that to happen. Then it was back to the VP of infra security going, okay, can you adjust your software or the infrastructure to support this? And then we went one up there and we matched him. So then once he was agreed, then it came back to, oh, well, I assume it's now going to work for the event VP. It was a fascinating conversation, but that's the dance. Is that with all the will in the world, the creatives might have these huge expectations, but the infosec, literally the job of their organization is to protect them from any breaches or any brand sort of tarnishes or anything that could happen along the way. So yeah, it's nice to be in the middle of that dance. But this is another really important thing to say, not to pitch crowd comms, but when choosing a partner, date them first, because if you're dealing with a faceless, really large brand, there is zero flexibility there in that conversation. It's, oh, you didn't meet our pen test agreements. Okay. You either need to accept it or you need to choose another vendor. Unfortunately, you're in a 4-year agreement. So there's nothing you can do. With the right partner, there are ways to adapt infrastructure, to adapt technology, to suit those agreements. And I think that's something really important to look at.
Go on a journey together.
That's
why you're, I've heard you say this to clients, like almost, look, some clients they want to immediately go to a 3-year contract. Well, we're going off tangent here. I've heard you say, look, let's just support you for the next 6 months on those projects. We've got these 2 big ones here. Let's just, come on, let's work together. We're pretty certain we're a good fit for you. I think you like what we do, but let's just do it. Let's get out there and do it. And then that 3-year agreement is still going to be there. It's still there. We're not desperate for you to commit to it. Because it works. It kind of works for both parties if it's done that way.
I think so.
Okay, so security, scalability, tick. I think probably customization is a tick, because we've said that these big teams have that creative ambition, but it's more than just creative ambition. It has to look like their brand. It has to reflect their website. There has to be that 100%. Continuity.
I agree with you with that. And creativity, yes. But in these big organizations, creativity happens centrally and it's rolled out globally. So consistency is a part of that. How do I lock in our brand guidelines, and how can every template that's ever made in this platform match that and mirror that? So as whether I'm in, as I said earlier, in Mumbai or I'm in continental Africa, that someone engages with our technology in the same way, so as people recognize it. That's it. Everyone knows what a Coca-Cola label is on a Coca-Cola bottle. If it was a millimeter off, you'd recognize it immediately. And that this is, you'd feel doubt. Oh, is this a real product? Is this the actual thing? So that's the importance of brand continuity and consistency. So yes, and 2 things: creativity, ability to do so, meet the brand requirements, but then also protect the brand requirements as it scales out to those minute tentacles of the rest of the world.
So security, scalability, customization. I'm going to throw personalization in there. I know it's an extension of customization because you personalize through customization, but making sure we talk to the right people in the right way, they get access to the right content, they meet the right people. These organizations, everyone's flipping busy, but they're really busy with high money value. So they have to have that personalization as well. Where does service come into it?
It's such a good question, and it's a wide question. So if I am a global organization, what does service mean to me? So at the very top level, it might look from security. So we might have to work with them to get in a good place, security, platform security-wise. That's service, that's collaboration. Then as we start to boil down, okay, cool. How are we going to build this technology at scale? Do you need a project manager? Are you going to self-service it? So that's important. And do we have those regionally to support regional teams? Training on the platform. Does your provider just give you a link to a knowledge base, or are there training sessions that people can join? Are there interactive, true live chat with people? Can they pick up the phone? Can they go to the office and say hello to someone? So that kind of happens. Then you've got your daily daily service base. You'll need an account manager, potentially regional account managers to deliver on these accounts to make sure that you're deploying the technology in the right way. And some of these big companies even require customer success managers to check in every quarter with their leadership team to ensure that what was promised from the event technology has been delivered within that organization.
So mandatory is service from point of introduction.
Exactly.
Not from point of contract, but from point of chat to us.
100%. And I think with service, with all event technology companies, a lot of people hide behind global service, 24/7 support, but it's not that. It's regional service. That's what makes the difference in event technology.
Yeah.
Is do you have people in that region that can help you, or close to that region, or close to that time zone that can help you?
Yeah.
Because I can ascertain for a lot of the global companies that we all know and have worked with and worked for, that often service can be outsourced to certain regions, which don't suit your time zone, don't suit the language you like to speak, don't suit your communication style, and that's when things get really complicated.
Now, service, design, customization, personalization, security, scalability. You've got to have the right features, haven't you? You've got to tick the box. If you don't have the right product, the rest of it's irrelevant, isn't it? If you can't
100%.
engage with the audience, if you can't connect to the right people, so you've got to be able to do it.
100%. Well, it just all comes down to that personalization piece, right? When we think about event technology, there are very simple tools. You can use basic forms to capture someone's registration information. Why would someone need a dynamic form? Why would someone need conditional logic? Why would someone need a very custom registration tool that might cost them into £1 million? Personalization. This is why features become important.
Yeah.
So when we think about personalization, the better quality, number one, the better quality experience that person has while registering, using the app, attending the event, because it's been more personalized for them. They're not getting the generic form. Then the second part of that is the more we can start to personalize the flows of those people, we can place them into these nice little groups. And once we have people in groups, just like you are on your Netflix account, that you love Love is Blind and you love this, you're in a group in a bucket. So you're getting served content which people like you like to watch.
You've nailed what I...
Yeah, me too. Exactly the same with event technology. Event technology is a little bit behind in the personalization game, but it's growing. It's growing fast. So if we can really start to group those individuals from early on in registration through dynamic forms and conditional logic and different reg pathways, we can group them really appropriately. Now, why that becomes really important is then the whole rest of the journey in event technology, we can switch on or switch off modules or switch on and switch off merge fields based on that person's group. Now we're personalizing.
Yeah.
So that's what features really are in event technology, is that how can we personalize the journey? How can we engage people more? How can we make them have a better sort of experience with the event?
I'm going to go out there. I think we do it better than anyone.
I think so. I genuinely think so. I think because how the platform from Crowdcoms has been built is very different than anything I'd experienced, in that it's complete. Even within the individual tools, it's very modular, and you can switch on or switch off all of those modules based on groups. That really hits home the message which I'm saying, which is someone from a completely different sort of registration pathway can have a completely different app experience, virtual experience, badging experience, accessing room experience, connection with lead retrieval or exhibitors experience. Their whole event experience could be very unique and personalized.
We started sexy, security sexy.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up sexy. Data analytics sexy.
Okay.
Top and tail was sexy.
Yeah.
We need to be able to validate. We need to be able to benchmark. We need to be able to learn to improve.
Yeah.
We need to be able to see how we're doing here compared to there. We need to,
100%. So one thing that I have the benefit of is dealing with people that are managing this at scale in big organizations. One thing that they're all doing is that they want all of their data to go into a central data lake, they call it.
Yeah.
A lake full of data.
Big data.
No, we shouldn't do Trump jokes. Now's not a good time.
No,
6 months ago it would be a fine time.
Yeah.
But the biggest lake I've ever seen full of data. Big data lakes.
Big data.
Big data lakes, and then from that, they're using these amazing tools like Power BI and Azure to create these custom dashboards so as they can get a snapshot of the minutia of the success of the event. How did that session perform? To how did that whole calendar of events or subcategory of events perform quarter on quarter?
Watch this space, because we're doing an exciting project in that,
really?
in that area at the moment, which is being built and tested before potentially being rolled out, if we can.
Data surfacing.
Yeah. So it's absolutely essential. I do challenge, not just, I know that your focus is on big organizations. It's like all of us businesses, what we do is we say we need to find our ICP, who's our client, and what people do is they go, right, who's going to give us the most money, and then they're automatically our ICP.
Yeah.
That's not the way in reality it works. You are either suitable or you're not suitable. But what I find, and it's not attractive to be generalist, but an event organizer with a single event for 200 people wants customization, values security, wants it to be easy and efficient to build, wants to be able to replicate it next year quickly and effectively, wants to be able to look at reporting and make sensible business decisions, wants to personalize it so people get access to the right content. Am I just going crazy, or do you just build something that's good and it's fit for purpose for everyone?
Well, it's fit for everyone. Like even if I did go back to sort of enterprise land, like they don't, every single one of their events aren't these huge 5,000, 10,000 people with huge budgets. No, the majority of their events are like 80 to 150 people.
Yeah.
And we serve that at scale very, very well. So yes, if you're doing 1 or 1,000 events, the same principles apply. The same principles apply. If you want a secure platform which is scalable, and we create templating, and you can deploy if your event scope does grow, or you've got lots of smaller events and flagship events and a mix of absolutely everything, that's the importance of choosing a good partner. In our last conversation, we spoke about 2026, 2027, the year of flexibility, not just regionally, not just locationally, but maybe your event will move to 100 people in person and 500 people online. Just assess your event technology provider for how they perform at all those levels. Whether you're small or big, doesn't matter.
Do you know what? We're very lucky, aren't we? We get to meet amazing people. We get to talk to them about things they're passionate about. We get to present solutions to the events industry and event professionals. Just one moment of woe is me. It's bloody hard to do what we do, isn't it? We're not like those big tech. Big tech makes millions and millions and hundreds of millions of pounds.
Yeah.
And quite often with very simple tech, we've taken a hard route here. It's really difficult to be what you need to be for an event professional, and they know what the hell they want. Mm-hmm. We've said these are just the core pillars, but within each of those things we've discussed, there's so much complexity required, and it's not negotiable, is it?
It's very hard to be event technology, a complete event technology solution.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're just operating in the land of software, registration, apps, maybe you're a point solution, you can get away with being a little bit lighter in service, because it's generally not pressing, hang on, there's 1,500 people looking at me, this needs to work now, or my job is on the line.
Yeah.
But if you're like an end-to-end platform with the sort of on-site component and all the people and resource and hardware, everything that you deploy that, it's extremely hard, because you're pretty much dealing with someone on the phone that's trying to keep off the whole audience while that problem is being solved, if there's problems being arise. It's complicated. I envy software complete solutions. Salesforce, when they sell their technology, they don't get caught up in any delivery of it. There's Salesforce partners globally that do it. Shopify sell their software, they move on.
But that separation is, it's very sensible, but I don't feel it's service.
No.
It's like, I know that from a CRM, you know, the CRM's down, or doesn't matter who, whichever it is.
Yeah.
And you message, and then 3 hours later you get, someone will be in touch, and we're not sure what's going on. It's like, there's zero urgency. You're always kicked back to your SLA in terms of uptime. It doesn't work like that in events.
No.
It's, hang on a sec, someone's trying to do this, they can't, sort it the hell out. Not in a nasty way, but that they are under pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure's huge for them. We have a responsibility.
Yeah. It makes you think about loyalty, right? So when you think about a Salesforce or Shopify, I don't feel like I owe them anything, and I'm a customer of both of theirs.
Yeah.
Because they sold me technology, I'll use it. Their way to make sticky customers is to make it so integrated within your ecosystem that you can't remove it. That's their play. That was Oracle's play for years, IBM's play for years.
It's all of the play, yeah.
They try and get so baked in that you can't shift, or it's going to take your organization 6 months or 12 months to shift. In events, there's lots of loyalty.
Yeah.
Even the big tier 1 vendors that we're starting to really compete with and push, like people have been with some of them for 10, 15, 20 years because they've been in the trenches together, like truly delivering successful events and all the challenges that come with that. And Crowdcoms, I think, has some of the longest serving customers per average.
We're very lucky.
In the industry. Why? Because we go to war with our customers, we're on the front lines with them and deliver them. So yes, if you want scalability, you might want to go the software-only route and have other people deliver it, like some big software houses do, even in the event tech space. But if you want loyalty, unfortunately, you got to be on the front lines.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit harder to scale.
So, big organizations, small organization, any organization, let's go there. Security, scalability, customization, personalization, support and service. Where else did we go? We had more, didn't we? And I can't remember.
Customization, brand consistency.
There's a couple of, there's one more.
Analytics.
That's it.
Analytics.
Analytics, be careful. Data and analytics, boom. So you've got to do a lot to be fit for purpose. You've got to do a lot to make sure you meet those requirements. And it's also really, really hard. So give us a break occasionally. Thank you, Ryan, for joining. Thank you for watching. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, put a comment down there, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.